Good evening. Welcome to this week's episode of the Untitled Car Show. Wrapping up a couple things I didn't do before, which I should have done. Here we go. All right. Ready to go. We're going to start off with old but new news. First of all, I'd like to thank Sir Saint for the joining the pit crew here, and also we have one other one that was offline. Follow Mama Cuddles. Thank you. Appreciate it. Also, Sir Saint, thank you for joining, subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. Greatly appreciated. So, starting off with some old but new news. Last week, the Michigan race, NASCAR race, got rained out for Sunday, so they ran it on Monday. Chris Buescher gets his second win in a row, and Ford continues their domination of Michigan Speedway, which is fantastic. So it's great. Martin Truex was second, Denny Hamlin third, but Brad Keselowski fourth, Kyle Larson fifth, Daniel Suarez sixth, Ross Chastain seventh, eighth was Kevin Harvick, ninth Ryan Blaney, and Eric Jones rounded out the top 10. Not bad. I'm proud of the Ford guys taking it. And speaking of Ford guys, this week they were running the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They weren't on the oval, I guess you could call it. It's more square. They're on the road course, one of the pretty decent amount of road courses they run throughout the year. Okay, little spit 313. Thank you for joining the pit crew. Welcome. Hope you're having a great weekend. Numbers are growing here. It's fantastic. Makes me happy. Appreciate it. KC, hell yeah. Loving it there. It is a fantastic place. Definitely a good community. Be a part of if you're not. We are popping this up in chat. Oh, not sure of the numbers that are watching. So anyway. So yeah. Speaking of Ford guys taking some wins here. We had 2 in a row for Chris Buescher. And to make it even better, Michael McDowell won this week. He does drive for a smaller team, so it makes it just all the more better. All the more better for win. So let's roll through the top 10. Michael McDowell gets the win. He actually led 54 of the 82 laps that they ran at that race. Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, Tyler Reddick, Alex Bowman was 5th. 6th was Chase Briscoe. 7th, Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Larson was 8th. Christopher Bell 9th. And Shane Van Gisbergen, I don't know why I always add an N to his name, Shane Van Gisbergen rounded out the top 10. Chris Buescher was 11th. He's the one who won 2 races in a row the previous week, or previous 2 weeks. The crazy thing is, Shane Van Gisbergen, he won the Chicago street race. His first race ever in a cup car. He wins the race, and that just sparked a whole bunch of stuff for NASCAR. And, a lot of the NASCAR guys were a little upset that they were, let's say, they were schooled by Shane. If you don't know who Shane Van Gisbergen is, he drives in the Australian V8 Supercar Series, and he's very good. He does drive a Chevy in that series as well, and yeah, so a couple other guys, because there were some they call them road course ringers. So the guys that basically just get rung up for, road course races by usually smaller teams. We had Mike Rockenfeller. He's a sports car racer, been in IMSA a lot of time. He was 24th. We got Jenson Button, former F1 champion. He was 28th. Andy Lally was another one. He was 30th. Kamui Kobayashi, who, if I remember correctly, he is a Toyota driver for the Toyota hypercar team. Those were the only other guys. Obviously, Shane Van Gisbergen was easily the highest finisher. Like I said, a lot of these teams that they're running that do the road course stuff, road course ringer thing, they are usually like a very small team, very small budget, and usually don't run an entire championship season. So, yeah, pretty interesting, pretty cool racing going on lately with NASCAR, especially to run the Indianapolis road course is pretty cool. Though I do think that they need to get back to the oval. And most of the drivers do think that they need to actually get back to the oval and get back to racing on that. There is a bit of, I don't know if you want to call it sad news or crazy news coming out of NASCAR. So last week, Noah Gragson was suspended from NASCAR and his team, which is actually Dale Jr. Junior Motorsports, I believe, is still the name of the team. So he was suspended by them, I believe by NASCAR, actually, initially, for his social media activity. What happened was he liked a Instagram picture of a meme making fun of the George Floyd incident. So that obviously would not ever go over well. I had talked about a couple weeks ago, these drivers and their kind of extracurricular activities that they get involved with, and the part of that is your social media interaction. You're representing, not only your team that you race for, but you also are representing NASCAR. You're representing a manufacturer who provides the car for the team, and the corporations that are sponsoring your car. So you have to really watch what you say and do, um, online and in person. I mean, both. Um, I had spoke about a couple weeks ago, Chase Elliott, breaking his leg. We had Alex Bowman in a sprint car crash, broke his back, I believe, something in his back. And, these guys those are extra races. And while Chase Elliott's was not a race, he was doing it snowboarding, broke his leg. So these guys doing these extracurricular activities and then getting hurt, which means that they're not able to run the Cup Series. They, that's taking time away from the team, away from the championship. So now they're not even able to race for the championship, even if they win a race. So, that's really kind of looks bad on, their part, because they're really not taking care of, taking care of what they should be taking care of. And that's their bodies. And I mean, almost all the drivers, they all do, extra races, whether it's, sprint cars or, things like that. They all do it. And then we have Tony Stewart's SRX series. There's some drivers in there. Most recently, they also had an incident with Paul Tracy. Paul Tracy was it was CART at the time, Championship Auto Racing Teams, and that came out of the IndyCar split that they had, back in the 90s, I believe. And that really hurt open wheel racing in the United States. They just, I guess I didn't watch it. I know he caused a pretty big crash. And it was pretty clear that it was a deliberate thing. Him and they initially just suspended him, and then they were just like, we're just gonna. He's not coming back the rest of the year, the rest of the season. There's only a few races left of the SRX season. They do only a few races, and they're all basically all the same cars. All the cars look the same. There's one car. There's probably minimal setup changes and stuff, so it is sort of a spec racing series. They do all short tracks, and it's all either dirt or they do, paved surfaces as well. Yeah, he caused a crash. They suspended him, and he actually ended up, just they told him he's not going to race the rest of the season. I did see that he has said, and so is SRX, that there's no hard feelings. He understands what he did. And honestly, not really a huge surprise that he got in trouble for being aggressive, because he was a pretty aggressive driver when he was in open wheel cars, and you can be aggressive to a point in open wheel. Before, you're basically ripping a wheel off. They're obviously open wheel race cars. So your level of aggression can't really be too much. So yeah, and there's current drivers, like Kevin Harvick and Chase Elliott and people like that. They do some of those races. You have Haley Deegan is also one of them. She's running the whole season. some of these other guys are just doing it part-time. It is actually a pretty cool series to watch. So yeah, it is a pretty entertaining. I like, the spec series and stuff. They are pretty cool to watch. The racing is generally pretty close and pretty action packed. And I've said it before, and I will probably always say it. The Mazda MX-5 Cup is top notch. Their racing is fantastic. Very entertaining to watch. Very entertaining. I've watched like the Porsche Cup. Lamborghini also has a spec series. A lot of times there is one driver who is just going crazy. Oh, you know what? Well, I never changed my title. Give me one second. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so yeah, those spec series are fun to watch. They have the Super Trofeo series is the Lamborghini one. Like I said, I've watched them. Ferrari also has one. A lot of times there is one person who just takes off and runs away with it. The Mazda series, not really so much like that. They're not the fastest cars, obviously. I think they only have, I don't know, something over 100 horsepower. I don't think they're 200 horsepower. Um, but yeah, they're fun. They just whip them around like crazy. Speaking of Mazda, we're going to go slide on over to another Japanese company, Nissan. I have a little bit of an issue with Nissan right now. Now, the new Z car. I haven't typically liked the past few Z cars. I didn't like the look of them. Didn't think they were all that awesome. The new one actually looks pretty decent. Like the styling and everything. It is a twin turbo V6 with 400 horsepower. Lower trim models, you can get a manual transmission as an option. Now, this week, they have announced the Nismo version of the Z car. And for those who don't know, Nismo is their kind of racing wing. Sort of like Ford Performance is, to Ford. TRD is to Toyota, or Gazoo Racing is also their thing for Toyota. Then you have, Mazda Speed and stuff like that. So Nismo beefs up the Z car, suspension, styling wise, got like a little bit of a body kit on it and stuff. Upgraded suspension, brakes, things like that. One thing that they, for whatever reason, decide to not have as even an option is a manual transmission. I feel like that's a bad idea. It's stupid. I know it's supposed to be like a track car and it's faster and you get 20 extra horsepower. Let me look up the price real quick for this, because honestly, there should be a manual option for that car, because there's going to be, It's like an enthusiast car in a way. Um, and a lot of those people enjoy driving with manual transmission. Now we'll have paddle shifts, so you'll have paddle shifters and stuff. So if you take it to the track, you get those fast shifts and craziness and whatnot. Um, wow. Okay, so 2024 Nismo specifications estimating around $60,000. $60,000. Now that's $60,000 before dealer markup, which there is almost guaranteed to be a dealer markup on that. Nissan 400Z starts at $39.90. While a base price for performance trim is $49,990. So you either have a $40,000 or a $50,000. If the Nismo costs $60,000, which it probably won't, even just the base cars are being marked up by dealers because that's just apparently what they do now to everything. Any special car is going to be marked up now. Whether or not that keeps going in the future, hope it doesn't, because it's honestly a stupid practice and one that is not necessary whatsoever. The Z car, the 400Z is the latest victim of that. You have your, GT500s, the Supras, you know, every car has now had some form of dealer markup for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Um, they just, it's just dealers getting extra money. That's money on top of the manufacturer's not really getting that money. That extra money is going to straight to the dealership because the manufacturer is not telling them to sell the car 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 over sticker. There are cars that are being sold, at almost pretty much double the price of the car of what it would actually cost. It's just, it's stupid. And as people, buying cars, if you have the money, you have the money, but don't buy the damn thing or refuse to pay it. There's going to be somebody who always will, well, I'll pay it anyway. The sooner people stop buying things like that, the sooner it'll end because it's not necessary. Go back to the point I was trying to make. The 400Z, if it does cost $60,000, that's the estimated. Let's just say you get the performance trim, and that's $50,000. Take that extra $10,000 and get yourself more than 20 horsepower gain. Get upgraded suspension. You should be able to pop these things on for roughly, and body kit stuff really doesn't really make that much of a difference. You know, maybe downforce and stuff like that. But really, if you're taking it to the track, you might feel, I don't know, there might be a difference. There might not be. Um, yeah, just take that $10,000 and get more performance than what the Nismo thing. And if you really want to do it, really, if you want to feel like you have a Nismo, just buy the damn badges and slap them on the car. People do that to BMWs. They just slap M badges everywhere, thinking that they have an M car, and they don't. Um, it's just, well, it's just crazy to me that like 20 horsepower is noticeable. That's a noticeable gain. Um, is a decent gain. Now, can you get more? Yeah. I mean, you can get it tuned, do a couple small, um, modifications, get it tuned, and you can probably get more than a 20 horsepower gain. And, you know, you can keep it less than $10,000. I mean, come on. Suspension, probably also. All that stuff probably all costs less than $10,000. So if you really want the Nismo package, you want that Nismo car, and you know have it be legit, so be it. You know, pay for it. But honestly, I think people are gonna be paying for it. I don't think the dealer is gonna not mark them up. They will not sit at MSRP. I can almost guarantee it. It's not gonna be something that it's just not gonna. I would say $100,000 is what you're gonna see them for. You might see them. You'll probably see them for less, but I'll say you'll see some somewhere for like $100,000. If they are a $60,000 car, that's still it's obnoxious. It should be $60,000. It's MSRP, $60,000. The dealer's not doing anything to them, and even if a dealer does, they do it. I've worked at dealerships and I've seen them do this where they do minor things and they upcharge for a stupid amount of money for stripes, different wheels and tires, and they charge a lot of fucking money. And it's crazy. It is insane how much extra they charge. So, okay. Well, yeah, we're at about 35 minutes. All right. So, yeah, for those who are watching for the first time, I do try to keep this show around a half hour or so. Next week, I'm going to be doing I guess you call it like a new segment. I'm going to do like a segment. I'm going to pick a car or a type of car or whatever and pop out a little bit of info about the car. I was also at a car show this past week. And actually on top of that, let me kind of, I did a little bit of IRL streaming from the car show. Let me open a window here. And pull my channel up. But yeah, I kind of went. Mute myself here. Uh, 50. Here we go. Hold up. Here we go. All right. This is what we had. It's not the best. It was like the first actual IRL stream. I have to figure out how to make it better. I know there's different setups and different ways to do it. One of them is I know you can stream from a GoPro. I just have to get that set up, see if it actually works. Works with Kick, because there is a chance that it won't. But my phone did get really hot because I had two apps open. So I had Streamlabs open, which is what I use to do the streaming, and then I had Kick open so that I could see the chat. So if I'm gonna be doing this, I obviously would want to talk to chat. Box body convertible. So this was actually put on by a Mustang Club. And you would think Mustang Club putting on a car show, that would be all Mustangs or Ford related, or whatever. But there was a little bit of everything. Corvettes, obviously. Some trucks and whatnot. This was really nice. Bunch of carbon fiber and stuff. Obviously, I'm watching this from my previous streams, the VOD and everything. The Eco Boost. I would have liked to talk to this person because I had an Eco Boost Mustang. This thing looked pretty good. He did his engine cover also. That looks a lot better than how I did mine. I also had the same wheels. It's definitely supposed to be a Mustang show. Nice couple hot rods and stuff. This one was pretty cool. This matte black one. That's pretty sweet. Had these like flames on it and stuff. I think it was pretty cool. This matte black is sweet. Definitely looked really good. The next one's, hey Nick, what's up? Let's get over. We're gonna pass for a little bit. Old Mach 1. Torinos. Kind of do really like Torinos. I always like the Torinos. There is one specific car. Quick trip. GT500. Got your new Shelby GT500. Which is goddamn beautiful. I was taking a picture of it. Blue Red 2010, the second row. Detailing diesel. He makes detailing products. I've seen this boss. I recognize this one. A lot of places. Doesn't want to be Hill. See if we can get to it. Find it. The Hellspawn GT thing was pretty cool. I think we're coming up. This thing looks. Now, there's a red and black. Blacker than mine. 2010 Mustang that was there. It was pretty fucking sweet. They put all of like the controls that would be on the dash for the, that's pretty awesome. Air conditioning, radio, and stuff like that. They had it on the roof of the car. Pretty pretty awesome,
You
actually.
can see and hear it okay, right?
See if we can get to it. That's not it. Should be coming up because I'm heading into the second row, and that's where it was.
Walk her around a little bit. There's
New
been
Mach
pretty
1.
close to death on the camera.
Fantastic.
Do you like this color? I like the Mach. We got another
GT500 again, blue one. It's actually coming up. All right, yeah, here we go. So after this, coming up. This thing was really nice.
Look at the side and look up. Dash controls are in the roof.
Do walk up to it. Yeah.
This is it? Alright.
See, it does have gauges in the middle, but I don't know if it's like touchscreen or what it is. Yeah, see at the top there, that's all the controls.
Whoa. That is wild.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Awesome stuff. So yeah, definitely gonna be looking into ways to get that a little bit better. So yeah, gonna be doing hopefully more of that stuff. It went okay. Just kind of heated the phone up pretty good, running both apps and stuff. And afterwards, I couldn't use the camera for a little bit, so because it was too hot still. But yeah, definitely gonna be looking into ways to make that better, and hopefully get more of that type of stuff rolling before the end of the car show season. So appreciate everybody tonight for watching, and appreciate you for following. So we had some extra follows tonight, which is amazing. Numbers are climbing, which is fantastic. Appreciate it very much. So as always, I will catch you next week on the Untitled Car Show. I appreciate everybody watching, and if you look down below, I do have a schedule of sorts that I do stream. So I will be live tomorrow night. The game, usually a racing game. Not entirely sure if I'm going to do a racing game tomorrow. There's really not much going on. Like I said, once Forza comes out, that's going to be easily the game that I play. But yeah, in the meantime, oh yeah, actually, wait, let me remind you, October 1st is going to be the giveaway of Forza Motorsport, the new Forza Motorsport. I'm going to give away the premium edition. So yeah, anybody, appreciate it. You have to follow the channel. But yeah, basically, yeah, you have to be a follower of the channel. That's about it. And then obviously be here on the first when I do it. So I appreciate everybody for following. Appreciate the chit chatting and views and stuff. So yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you everybody next week on the Untitled Car Show.